they make a promise which they cannot keep, they cannot fulfill. Take an instance of the current crisis of minimum wage. You know, a wage that had been signed into law, but a lot of state governments are pulling out. Why? Why is it so? Why can't we respect simple agreement?
Have you exhausted all avenue before going on this warning strike? Of
course. Negotiations have been going on because there's a committee that was set up between the government and ASUU. They have been discussing, but each time they discuss, there's always a breakdown. It's because they can't come to any concrete agreement.
You know, aren't you people worried about the timing of this warning strike? This time when we're trying to get our security in order, and you get to put more kids out there, back at home, irrespective of what some other schools would say that they are on holiday, natural like Unilag, but in all the places where naturally the children or the students were supposed to be in classes, now you send them back home. You think that wouldn't amount to more security problems for us as a nation?
Well, I think it is even better for them to go home, because in fact in the past 2 weeks it has been difficult getting to Unilag because there is this warning by Boko Haram. They are going to bomb some universities in Ibadan, Lagos and Abuja. So since then a lot of security checks are in place. If driving to Unilag now is very chaotic, so it's even better that the students are at home. If you stay at home, it's better for you than going to run into problem.
But if they come back, does it mean the problem is over?
No, it's not over. It's not over yet. But we believe that between now, in fact, this is a warning strike. It's not even a full-blown strike. It doesn't stop me from, because right here I'll go back to my office. At least I have some personal things, research activities that I'm supposed to look into. That does not stop me from attending to some of these issues. But basically, if you talk of the component parts of the functions lecturer is supposed to participate on, there are 3 of them: teaching, research, and community service. Even though we are not teaching, we are doing research, or we're into community service. You know, what I'm doing here is community service.
That reminds us, your research, you know, apart from publications that we get to see, and which actually will aid the researcher somehow in his profession, do you get such findings or research works to the government?
Well, of course. You see, research findings are given to governments, public institutions, and those that are interested in using it for society development. But unfortunately, this part of the country is where research findings are not taken important. If you go to advanced societies, research is a necessary component of development of society. But here, it is not important.
But is that why there are those who actually think that it's actually reducing? In fact, some think it's non-existent.
No, there are a lot of researches. Without research, of course, the university will be closed down. Even though we don't make use of them here, based on government lukewarm attitude, institutions from abroad are in collaboration with making use of this report for their various economic and political developments.
So in the midst of the decadent infrastructure, you're still researching, you're still doing your best.
Yeah, we are still doing the best we can within our own limits. We are doing
Can't ASUU well, it will put an end to all of this, because every time we go to sleep and we wake up, ASUU is on strike. People are getting tired and fed up, and they think that, well, the lecturers are getting insensitive or jealous. They say, if you really want to be a politician, leave the classroom and go into politics.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful, But you see, when you talk about ASUU trying to end this or trying to end that, naturally, there is no human society where you don't have disagreements. Disagreements, they are components of human nature. So the most important thing is for us to find out the cause of this disagreement. And once you find out the cause, are we able to negotiate? And once we're able to put the negotiations okay, we move forward. But in most cases, when you discuss with a deaf, you cannot get a result.
So shouldn't you embark on your research to find out why is this, or why? Because you said some time ago, government signs agreements that they cannot implement. So if ASUU embarks on some sort of research, finds out what makes government not respect agreements, if that's the case, and what can be done other than strike?
Yeah, you see, ASUU has made such findings, not to ASUU, even other interested bodies. As I said, it is just based on human nature. You see, yes, man.
Really?
Yes, yeah, human nature. You see, it is an ontological component of man. You see, you have the intention to give somebody a promise. I will do this, I will do that. But sometimes when you are making such promises, you don't know what is waiting for you at the background.
Even
by the time you relax,
when you plan for it?
Yeah, of course you can plan. But of course you plan, and sometimes what you have planned may not come true. And you may have to adjust and to accommodate the current reality. So ASUU is doing all that. But you see, if you say, okay, let's adopt other measures, what other measures can you adopt? Because that is the only thing government hears. So in fact, in any sector in Nigeria, you cannot get anything if you don't embark on strike.
Why then do you keep going back and forth? Why won't you just stay on strike until you begin to see the implementation of this? Because the truth be told, the people getting the brunt of this whole back and forth thing are the students. They come back to school in the middle of a semester, you tell them we are going on strike, they go back home, they come back again, back and forth. Like, why won't you just go on strike for 1, 2, 4, 5 years and know that at the end of the day, this is sorted out? If that is what you say, we'll get this thing sorted out.
Yeah, you see, ASUU has thought of that arrangement sometime. In fact, ASUU suggested the government to close the school if it means 4 years, so that we can go home and then begin to think of new ways to improve our situation. But you see, along the line, interested parties will come in, people will appeal, religious leaders, political leaders, captains of industries and what have you. They will all appeal and look, for the sake of these children, as you said, let us go back to classroom. And you see, from any time that it strike, private university will take the opportunity. It's okay, at least we are graduating our students. But that does not also help the matter.
Yeah, it doesn't help the country.
Has
ASUU taken a look at, pardon me, has ASUU taken a look at other education models across the world, in other countries? How are they funded? Is it possible to adopt some of them here or make such suggestions, as it were?
Well, you see, yes.